Hi, my name is Anna Massfeller. I'm a PhD student at the University of Bonn. Here I'm presenting our paper on farmers' technology adoption decisions and the role of verbal exchange and field observations as different types of peer effects. Let's start with a little story. Imagine in the red farmhouse there lives a farmer who wants to go to town. In order to go there, the farmer can take the usual streets. In town, maybe the farmer meets some other farmers and exchanges about the weather or some new machinery. On the way back, however, the farmer might take a different way, a detour. And why is that the case? This is exactly where our research starts. We assume that by taking a detour, the farmer can observe the other farmer's fields. The farmer might look at how the crops grow or what type of technology the other farmers used. And we assume that there's a difference between this information from field observations and the information from verbal exchange. In verbal exchange, the farmer might get information on the cost of a new technology or on how complex it is to use this technology. In contrast, from field observations, the farmer can directly see if using a certain technology is possible within the production conditions that the neighbors' fields, but also their own fields face, like soil quality or climate. Lastly, there's no bias by the other farmer because you observe these fields on your own. So while it is clear in the literature that peer effects are an important factor of farmers' technology adoption decisions, the underlying mechanism often remains poorly understood. And this is where we aim to answer the following research question. How do verbal exchange and field observation influence the adoption of mechanical weeding? We formulate three hypotheses, whereby the first focuses on the relation between the two types of peer effects, verbal exchange and field observation, and the farmer's adoption decision. And hypotheses 2 and 3 focus on the relation between the two types of peer effects. Do verbal exchange and field observation substitute each other or even enforce each other? We focus on mechanical weeding as technology in German sugar beet production. Sugar beets are highly herbicide intensive, and therefore a lot of new technologies are developed in order to reduce herbicide usage and replace it by mechanical weeding. With our research, we aim to inform policymakers and extension services on promoting novel sustainable weeding technologies, and also improve the understanding of the mechanisms underlying peer effects. In order to capture farmers' observation of other fields, we developed a novel survey tool and embedded it in an online survey with German sugar beet farmers in 2022. Within this tool, farmers could search for their own county or their own village. We then asked them to click on their own fields, as you can see here in orange. In the next step, we then asked the farmers to also select other farmers' fields, here marked in blue. These are the fields where the farmers observed mechanical weeding. And through this novel tool, we were able to capture which fields the farmers observed. I will now give you some short insights on our results. For more, you can read the full paper. So when we look at the first research question of how do verbal information exchange and field observation relate to the adoption of technology, we find that the likelihood of adoption increases in both cases, when adopters are known and also when fields are observed. In order to overcome the well-known problem of endogeneity and peer effects, we applied a novel machine learning approach, the so-called lasso double selection. Also, for more information on this, you can read the full paper. When we look at the relation between the two types of peer effects, we find that with increasing number of adopters known and with shorter distances to the fields observed, the likelihood of adoption increases. Thus, verbal exchange and field observation enforce each other. Thank you for watching. To read the full paper, you can simply scan the QR code and find it online.